And we're live in three, two, one. Not yet.
Just thinking.
Now we are.
All right, so it looks like we're live, y'all. We are combating some lighting issues, some technical difficulties,
And me being silly.
but by hook and by crook, we are going to get this thing done. So it might be a little bit shorter because we have a child to go pick up. But anyway, welcome back. It's Brian and Brandy. We're live streaming today. Before we get too deep into it, first things first, we need questions. This is about the ball of confusion that is marketing your business. And so we wanted to kind of tackle a couple of misconceptions that we've heard floating around out there. If you have any questions or anything, hit us up. The comments don't always come through, so I'm going to be tracking this on Facebook as well. So while I pull that up, we're going to open up the floor. Brandy, can you tell them how to get in contact with us if they got any questions?
If you have any questions, you can hit us up via email at mail@isellwords.net. That's MAIL at ISELLWORDS.net.
All right. So that's the way to reach out to us. You can also leave a comment if you're down for us answering questions live here. If we don't know the answer, we'll just say I don't know, and we'll probably end up tackling it on a future episode of What's the Business with Brian and Brandy. The reality is we really want to get into having some kind of question and answer feature so that when people contact us or when people watch our show, they can feel empowered to jump on here and ask any marketing questions they may have. I'm still setting up the Facebook link so that we can actually see who's asking questions and whatnot. But that's kind of what we got going on. So before we get started, a couple of marketing misconceptions that we see, and one of the ones that Brandy can speak to is the concept of is posting on social media marketing.
It can be.
It can be, but it in and of itself, is it marketing?
No.
Okay, why not?
Why are you putting me on the spot? It's not posting because it's not really, or it's not marketing because a lot of times a post is just like maybe a description or a comment or things like that. It's not usually directed towards your audience to get them engaged and get them to go to your feed or marketing your website or to purchase your product or services. So that would be part of why it's not marketing in general.
The way I would look at it is the stuff you post on social media really is about getting your audience to converse with you and also getting them to learn how to trust your knowledge and whatnot. And more times than not, people follow things on social media because it's either informative or entertaining. And a lot of times when you're making posts on social media, it's just to inform them about something you got going on or share some specific knowledge or to entertain them. And a lot of times that's not enough. That's not enough steps to actually drive them towards an effort on, in terms of making a purchase decision or things along those lines. There are other steps along the way you probably need to include. And that's where you roll out other tools like sales funnels and landing pages and all the other marketing speak. But those are the, you would have your landing page to kind of whet their appetite a little bit and give them something in exchange for their information so that you can reach out to them and provide more information about your product or service. And so that's really that's what that is. And just a social media post in and of itself isn't exactly marketing. And I can get into the specifics of why. Specifically in the shortest hand, a lot of this stuff on social media is kind of pay to play. You do, building a big, huge audience on social media is really important, especially if the audience is targeted towards people that will want to interact with your product or service or even interact with what you're doing. And that's dope and everything. But even having a super large audience, um, sometimes social media and specifically Facebook, you find it on Twitter and Instagram and things like that. Your reach isn't as deep without having to put some money behind it, because they're trying to incentivize you to pay for ads. And so the only way they can incentivize you to pay for ads and stuff is to, I don't want to say completely, it has something to do with the algorithm, but in shorthand, it they want to incentivize you to pay. Let's just put it out there. And so a post on your page to your audience, it may reach the people that need to be reached, but you're really allowing Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media platform you're using to determine who gets to see it. So when we say, just posting isn't marketing, that's kind of what we mean. You're kind of putting up a billboard of what your thing, what your services are, but that's about it. It might even show it to somebody in passing, but it doesn't engage them multiple times and give them information to make a good purchase decision.
Right.
So that's one thing we'll put out there. There's a lot of other layers to it, but that's really what we say that's what we mean when we say it. Just posting on social media isn't marketing. And there's going to be some unique situations out there. What if your audience is not engaged? Right?
Right. So what if they're not engaged, Brian? What's our next step? What is some ways we can get people to engage?
All right. So if the audience isn't really engaged or on board, that means you got to kind of look at what your posting strategy is. Is your stuff informative? Is it entertaining? Are you asking too much?
Are you actually even asking them to take some type of action?
Yeah.
In that, like, are you asking them to leave a comment, share this with someone that they think may find it informative? How are you in getting them to engage?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you may post an article that's related to your industry. Use that kind of like a blog, in an effort, especially on platforms where you can have long form information like Facebook as to why you found it informative, and come out the gate saying this article was informative because. Take a look at it. If you like it, share it with somebody. You have to, if you haven't been engaging or asking your audience to engage, that is one step you can take. It's as simple as, what do you think about this article? Let's start a dialogue. Start opening a community
conversations.
And conversations.
Because that's the real thing. When I say you're asking too much or too frequently, you're not asking too much of your audience. What I mean is the level of frequency. A lot of times people will just post stuff on social media and be like, buy now, buy this thing for me right now. And if that doesn't work in the real world, it's not going to work in the virtual world either. You're asking to take value without adding value, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You use your social media platform to educate potential buyers about, ways to inform their buying decision, how to pick out the best, service to meet their needs. What are some things they need to look for? What are some things that they could do on their own to save themselves money? Providing some level of value is going to be a faster way to build that level of trust with an audience, as opposed to, all right, here's the thing, now give me your money. That's
which is true.
And that's what we see a lot of on social media. Here's this thing, now give me your money. And there's no story behind it. There's no use cases behind it. It's just, give me your money now. And that's why we say a lot of times, just posting stuff on social media isn't marketing. It's kind of like, it's kind of like, if you have a toolkit, is your hammer your entire toolkit? Is that all you have in your toolkit? In your toolbox? All you have is a hammer. You don't have a wrench, no screwdriver, no nothing. It's just a hammer. The social media post is a piece in your marketing toolkit.
Yep.
And you use it to build trust. It's social. It's called social media.
So you got to be social about what you're putting out there. You got to interact. You got to ask for engagement. You got to try multiple things. And it goes into, it's sometimes you got to research your competitors too.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Are they, is their engagement and their followers more active than yours?
Right.
Well, why do you think somebody is liking their stuff and not liking yours? It doesn't mean you got to change who you are, but you may have to take some of their actions and initiatives to get your clientele to engage with you.
Right. And, some of your competitors may be doing stuff that's as bland as unbuttered toast. Yeah. I mean, that's that bland. And you're pulling your hair out because you feel like they're beating you. Well, the reason why they're beating you is because they're spending a lot more on their social media posts to further their reach. So they may be spending a couple $1,000s a month, on Facebook and on Google, getting their posts, doing paid posting and stuff. That doesn't mean that their stuff is more engaging. That just means that they've gotten more people to see it. Now, just because they have more people and they have a bigger audience, is the same percentage of that audience incentivized to take an action? And that's what that's the question you have to ask. Am I paying for all this reach and I'm just showing it to a bunch of people that aren't in line with buying it? Say you're a mechanic, right? And you decide, I'm gonna drop $1,000 a month on my social media, right? But you don't really fine tune the audience, and so you're showing it to a bunch of people that don't have cars. You're wasting a lot of money by showing it to an audience that isn't really in line with your services. It's like running a butcher shop and you showing your stuff to a bunch of people that are vegans and don't eat meat. What are you doing?
Right.
And so a lot of these companies, they dump tons of money into posts, and it's like, I am 100% not the audience for this. But since they didn't spend any time fine-tuning it and fine-tuning their message, they're trapping a lot of people that aren't the right fit for their service. And at the end of the day, they're not going to take action. Or you could take a fraction of that money, really target your audience, especially if you've grown your own audience on social media and they're already in line with your messaging and they listen to what you say. They've bought into the informative or entertaining part of what you do on social media. And you spend a lot of time cultivating it, making sure you got the right people. You could take a fraction of the big guys' money, put it towards your targeted audience that you've created that is already in line with it, and get results that destroy theirs.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things to demystify. And we'll probably do another episode specifically talking about strategies of paid traffic and how to manage that stuff, because that can be an entire other episode. That could be a podcast episode in and of itself. It could be a YouTube episode in and of itself, because the thing that these social media companies want you to do, and Brandy's seen it too, is, it's really tempting just to, we can boost this post for $20.
Yeah, it's very tempting, but if just boosting it, you have no control over who's seeing it. You got to go in and adjust the algorithm yourself.
Right. You're sitting there boosting veterinary services to people that don't have dogs or cats or pets.
Or pets.
But it's just going out to a bunch of them. And so you're $20. And since every time somebody clicks on that ad or clicks on that, every time somebody clicks on it, you got to pay out of the $20 you put up there. Your $20 gets gobbled up really fast. And when that happens, you pay more to boost it out to more people. Well, you're wasting half of your money, because half to a quarter of your money, because if half to a quarter of your clicks aren't people that are ready to engage with your services, you're just kind of throwing money out there. So, it is a double-edged sword, but if you're smart about how you fine tune it and how you tune your audiences, and that's what the Meta Suite is. That's what it used to be, the Facebook Business Suite or Business Manager. You have the ability and the power to create your local audience. If you're a local business, it'll make no sense for you to be boosting posts to the entire United States
or globally.
If you run a plumbing business that just services your city, they don't really need to be seeing your ads in Spain.
No.
So you have to be smart about it. And so that's where and that's where we get into it. We say the posting in and of itself is not marketing. Another thing that's not exactly marketing, and it's something we were talking about in the car on over. A lot of times people just post a website and now they think their marketing job is done.
How?
Yeah.
Your website is a great place to get people to know about you,
Mm-hmm.
and know what you do, and reach out to potentially hire you. But you got to have all those pages and links in play in order to get those people to do that. And you got to make your website engaging. There's actually a lot of businesses out here that are operating without websites.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother
episode in and of itself. There's a lot of websites out there, and the reality is it's a good, website is a great place to showcase your wares and kind of show off your skills, have a little portfolio of work you've done, or people that are talking highly of your services or whatnot. A great place to park your testimonials and things along those lines. A website can convert, but you have to add a lot of different steps to it. And you have to come in with the approach that each page kind of has a purpose, and really focus on what the buyer's journey is through your website. And it actually requires a lot of planning. And for some people, just having a website that shows some things that they've done, or, if you're a videographer, you have one that has a couple of your videos embedded so that people can get a sense of your work, and a little bio page that says who you are.
Yep.
And then a way for people to contact you. That's enough. And that allows you to, create links to post on social media to drive traffic to your website. So you could post a link. If you want to tell people who you are, you post a link to your About Me page or About Us page on your website, and now they can go straight to your website and see who you are. If you want people to be able to see all of your work as opposed to just, one or two videos, then you can absolutely use, have a link straight to the page on your website where your portfolio lives. And that's one of those words that I have a very difficult time saying, portfolio. Portfolio. But you drive them directly to that place where that lives, and they can kind of see it. A lot of times people run out, and I'm guilty of it, run out. Hey, there's this thing called Squarespace. I can just build me a website. Yeah, I can. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what the purpose is. It's just so I can have one. Because businesses have websites, and that's what you're used to.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're told as a business in this time and day and age, that you have to have a website. And websites are great, but websites also have to be utilized correctly.
Right. My boy Les Less is More Productions. We're going to be doing a podcast, a podcast episode, the marketer versus the designer, coming up here pretty soon. You know, when you go to him, he's going to ask you, what is the website for? What purpose does it serve? And those are very important questions because from a design standpoint, he needs to know how you're going to be utilizing it so he can start visualizing what the client experience with your website is and what you're going to use it for. There are things out there, and we can get into the weeds if you really want to know about
Brian's going to get into the weeds if you really want to know about
the digital marketing space, where we go into sales funnels. Sales funnels are websites that are designed specifically to sell a product or service. And you can put sales funnels on your website, or you can just have sales funnels out there with no attached website. Mm-hmm. The sales funnel piece is where people make money in terms of, advertising online, especially if it's digital products, especially if it's physical products that are shipped to somebody. The sales funnel is the thing where people make money. It's not the website as much. It's online and it's a web presence, but it's not a whole website. It's just, the if you have a house, it's the trophy case, is the part where you're showing off all your best stuff and you're trying to convince somebody that, you're head and shoulders above them and they need to choose you. You're going to show the best snippet of it and ask them to take an action or really whet their appetite for it so that they can take an action. And the sales funnel piece is complex. There's sequences and squeeze pages and all kinds of other stuff.
Opt-ins
opt-ins, upsells, downsells. We could talk about A and B testing, where you create two versions of a sales funnel and see how they convert, see which one converts better. And the sales funnel, you can get really super granular, where you're even down to changing the font on the page to see if that attracts more people. But the difference between that website and the sales funnel is a website is kind of a home where your stuff kind of lives online, and there's lots of doors in your home, and that sales funnel exists kind of as a thing that just exists to do business and collect money and get clients and things along those lines. But just having a website isn't exactly marketing. You have to be able to optimize that website to do some marketing for you. Yeah. And that's kind of where we're at with it. We're running a little bit short on time. So if you guys got any questions, please help.
Nikki, what do you need help with? Yeah, we see, please help, but please help with what?
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
We got you, Nikki.
But yeah, if hit us up, hit us up. We'd love to have you on as a guest, specifically to come on and talk about your business, and maybe that might be the first step.
Yep. So hit us up at mail@isellwords.net, mail@isellwords.net.
But yeah, we got you. We're going to show this one. And, we got you. Okay. Here's the thing, y'all. One of the things with StreamYard, and it's not my favorite piece, it's not my favorite part about it, is sometimes StreamYard doesn't always show me exactly who's replying and who's not. And so if I don't shout you out, I'll see your comment. I need to go look for it and kind of shout you out individually. But yeah. So anyway, we'll wrap it up. Give me something that's not exactly marketing, Brandy.
Hey, Lisa, we see you. Something that's not exactly marketing.
Yeah, something that's not exactly marketing.
What's your favorite workout song this week? What really motivated you while you were in the gym this week?
Off the top, I was actually okay. So
You said something, not marketing.
And something that's not related to marketing. One of the best motivational videos I've heard is CT Fletcher. It is super inappropriate for me to discuss on the live stream, but it's also one of the most inspirational videos out there. One's called F Impossible, and the other one's called I Command You to Grow. CT CT is a workout guy, power lifter, bodybuilder, a lot of other stuff. And he has a motivational videos channel on YouTube, and it's oddly gritty and real, but it's also super inspiring because he kind of gives you some of that real. He gives you that hard lesson sometimes that you need to know to get off of your tail and get motivated. And so, really kind of an interesting thing. That's not exactly marketing, but hey, that's
for something non-marketing.
Non-marketing. If you're looking for something to pick you up when you're going into the gym or just to get over the hump, I would say go to CT Fletcher, look up F Impossible, and I Command You to Grow. Those videos are inspirational. If I could make them into an alarm clock, I absolutely would.
Oh, please no.
It'll scare Brandy. It'll scare Brandy half to death every morning, but it gets you in the right frame of mind to go out there and conquer whatever monsters are out there that you're battling. So,
you sure about that? Not me, but okay.
I'm ready now, y'all. All right, who's this?
Who just said I'm ready now?
Who just said I'm ready now, y'all? Hey, we'll go through the pages and kind of see who's what and kind of track it down and see who's who out there and who's leaving messages. Again, one of the things is we may not be able to always see your always see you post a message, but leave your name and let us know who it is. And that way,
let's see.
All right, we got Nikki. We're giving you
and Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa. Lisa's really helped us out with our gift bags for podcast guests.
So if you want some What's the Business swag, you got to hit us up to be a podcast guest. And Lisa, we got to get you on here as well. I know me and you have talked about it, but yes.
And that's really what it is. We want this to be a service for y'all to benefit y'all, because the reality is we want to show you, what we know. We want to share our knowledge with you to help your business grow. And so we have our consulting services out there. We have some of our done for you services out there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference if we can't improve the outcomes for your business and help you build something that's sustainable for you and your family. And so at the end of the day, that's why we exist here. We want to improve the outcomes for your business. And so hit us up, reach out to us, and all right, yeah, we got you. So, all right. All right, we're sharing some of the comments with y'all. We're sharing some of the comments. Welcome back from vacation. I know, Charlie, you were out on vacation and stuff. And so, yeah, we ready to hit the ground running. We're ready to do this thing and make this thing happen. We love our Facebook family. We love those that have supported us. And we love anybody that's going to want to reach out to us about being a podcast guest so we can get this thing rolling. All right. So if you guys got any marketing questions or anything for any future episodes, hit us up. Mail at isellwords.net. Yes. And that's where we got to go. We actually have to go pick up a kid from school. So
unless Lisa, you're still listening and you can arrange for that child to get picked up.
Nah, we got him.
We got him
because we got some things we need to discuss with this young man. So he gonna get both mom and dad unfiltered in the car. He's not used to that one. So that's what we got. We love the fact y'all tuned in. We'll be back next Tuesday, hopefully. One of us will be.
One of us will be. One of us will be.
We'll be back next Tuesday. If you guys got any marketing questions or anything, just hit us up.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments.
Or email us.
I'm gonna figure out why the StreamYard thing isn't showing everybody's name, but that's a battle for another day. Take it easy. What's the Business podcast with Brian and Brandy. We have a new episode out there on the social media platforms. I'll be posting another link once I get the video stuff to the point where I like it. I'll be posting it on all the related pages that you're seeing this so that you can see it. We had a great time talking to Andrew Fetter
with Unfettered
with
Wealth.
Unfettered Wealth. Fantastic financial coach. And, you know, he really focuses on, you know, it's not about the big money or anything. He just wants to get you and your family right. So check it out. And there's also a lot of good leadership and development stuff in that one, talking about growing your own business. Strongly encourage y'all to listen to it. Strongly encourage y'all to listen to what we have coming up. I'm really excited about me and Les getting back together for the designer versus the marketer. And, you know, hopefully we can give y'all some jewels for managing your social media presence and your website presence and things like that. So stay tuned. We got a lot of exciting things coming up, and hit us up for guests and hit us up if you have any questions. We will talk to y'all later. What's the Business with Brian Brandy? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Bye.
Peace.